Why hello you amazing beautiful people, and welcome back to another Beyonce reaction video. Pretty much all of you asked me to react to this. It is a very iconic thing in the Beyonce journey, and it is her pregnancy announcement. The way she did it with this live performance at the MTV VMAs. Every single one of you was like, please Luke, before we move on from this album, please check out this performance. And of course I'm going to. However, I also saw people asking me to react to this, and it's from DJ Swivel, and the video is titled Recording Love on Top for Beyonce. And a lot of people said just do these in the same video. So that's what we're gonna do today. Please like, please subscribe. I can't wait to continue the Beyonce journey in the next video, but for now, let's check out this amazing announcement with the live performance of Beyonce's Love on Top.
Just made you feel so good. Tonight I want you to stand up on your feet. I want you to feel
We've
the
seen
love
clips
that's
of
growing
this.
inside of me. Hey.
The love that's growing inside of me. Oh man, we've seen clips of this from the documentary, but I can't wait to watch the whole performance. I can't wait to listen to that crowd. Oh, I love this song so much. It's the one I want. Look at her face. You could already tell she's like cooking up something. She's cooking up something. I'm so excited. I'm so excited. I know what's coming. I'm still so excited. Am I the one who finds it just like awesome how she just like snaps into time with her backup singers and dancers? Like, does anyone else watch that and go like, wow, that's really cool, without even turning around, just like immediately synchronized? God, I'm gonna lose my mind. It must be so weird for her, like knowing what she's about to do. Wait, how did she do it? I'm so excited. Oh, there's dancers on the side. Oh. Oh. Woo. Is that Adele singing along? Is that Adele singing? That's cool. That's cool. Oh my word. My word, man. Beyonce's note control on this song is insane. Like the whistle notes, the like growls. She showcases every single weapon of vocal power that she has in one song. Oh. Damn, Beyonce. Ooh. I'm just like looking at her facial expressions. I'm looking at her eyes, her like smiles. I'm just like, she looks like she's freaking glowing up there. Like there is a level of happiness. Like Beyonce's happy in every performance, but there's like a different twinkle here. There's a different sparkle. There's something different. I wonder why. I wonder why. Why, Beyonce? Why? Why is she smiling? Does she do it in the song or after the song? When does she reveal? When does she say? That you know every time, every time it just like floats away like a bubble. It's beautiful. Literally every time. Every time. Doesn't matter how many times I hear it. Every time. Every time. Every time. Every time she hits that note. Every time. Oh, Beyonce. Go on. That's Katy Perry. What's Katy Perry wearing? I don't know. Looking. All right. Where is that? Go on, Beyonce. Another level. Another level. Look at her. Look at her. Go on, Beyonce. What I love about this song is it literally just gets louder and louder and more powerful and more energetic as she goes on. You think it's over and she just keeps going. And then she just keeps going and she just keeps going. Look at her. Look at her. Is it over? No. No, it ain't over. Woo! Oh, she switched it up there. They kept showing that the singer in the back with the cigarette in the ear. I don't know who that is. I'm sorry. I don't know if I've reacted to them before. I don't recognize them, but the camera loved them. Every like 2 seconds, like, what do you think? Like right in their face. Ah, Beyonce! Ah, the reveal. I knew it was coming. I knew it. I was sitting in this chair. I knew it was coming. I was like, it's coming. It's coming. It's coming. And yeah, the anticipation was killing me, man. It was killing me. I was like, come on, Beyonce. You do it. You do it. It's so cool. Her smile, the pop up in the jacket, the drop of the microphone, the belly rub, and then just giggling. Like, it's everything. It's both badass and empowering, and then just lighthearted and playful, where she just like breaks. She's like, yeah, mic drop. Yeah, baby bump. And then just giggles. Just like giggles. She's like, yeah, I did that. Yeah. And she just walks off. That's what I love about Beyonce. It's like, she does these things and then she's surprised she's done them. She's so freaking wholesome, isn't she? Bless her, she really is. Oh my word. Oh, it was so good. I've also just realized I stopped the recording and took my headphones off, but we're checking out the documentary. I completely forgot. Well, the breakdown. I had to start the screen record again. I completely forgot. Whoo! So happy. Oh my god. Oh my god. I love Jay-Z as well. He's just like giggling away in the crowd too. It's just like this really positive moment that she just decided to share with everyone watching at home, all of Beehive, all of the freaking artists, just everybody. She just shared this awesome moment in the best way. It's such a cool reveal. It's such a cool way to tell the world. I love it. I love it. I love it so much. Oh my word, what are the comments saying on this video? And now the baby is dancing with her on stage. That's cute, it's so cute. I want you to feel the love that's growing inside of me. The hint that no one caught. She's not human. She was pregnant singing. She's not human. She was pregnant, singing live, dancing in heels, perfect breath control, perfect pitching, looked amazing. That's Beyonce in a nutshell. That's Beyonce in a nutshell. I really can't understand how anyone could ever say Beyonce can't sing. Man, you know how? It's because people love to just shit talk. That's how. They don't bloody mean it. They don't mean it. They just make up stuff. People love to farm engagement, and sadly, negative engagement brings the farms, you know? People are more likely to read and interact with a negative comment than a positive one. And the way we can combat on that is by ignoring those negative people, pretending they don't even exist, and lifting up the people who are spreading that positive energy. That's how we beat those people. Not physically, but that's how we beat them. Yeah. Oh man, I felt like we had a different Beyonce with 4. I feel like going forward, we're gonna have another side of Beyonce all over again. Another side, a side we haven't seen. You guys can get a little look behind the curtain now, because I need to say like about my screen recording, because I accidentally turned it off like an idiot. All right. So now I'm pressing the screen recording. See, I say it like that to sync it up, and then I'm gonna do this. Ready? A countdown. You guys can see all this. I'll leave it in the video. 3, 2, 1. Let's watch the next video. Play.
What's up, guys? My name is DJ Swivel, and on this week's episode
DJ
of Storytime,
Swivel.
we're going to be talking about my experience recording Love on Top for Beyonce. You know the song. Stay tuned.
Do I know the song? Do I know the song? Oh yeah, I think I know the song. Is that the iconic song she performed at the MTV Music Awards and announced her pregnancy to the whole damn world? Yes! It's that one. Is it the song where she just keeps going and going and going and getting crazier and more energetic and more wild? This is a nuts intro.
What's up, guys? My name is DJ Swivel, and like I said on the intro, this week's episode of Storytime is all about my experience recording Love on Top for Beyonce. That was one of the most incredible sessions of my life, certainly in hindsight. And but before I get into talking about that actual session, let me just sort of set it up and sort of fill you in on how I even connected with Beyonce in the first place. So I actually met Beyonce through a guy named Omar Grant, who's the current president of Rock Nation Records, although he wasn't at the time. And I had met him.
This is really cool, by the way. Shout out DJ Swivel. Link to his channel is in the description. You want to go check out the video for yourself? It's there. I'm really excited about this. I don't know what my reaction is going to be like, because it's like, you know, it's this kind of video, so it's going to be more of a watch along. But yeah, I just wanted to say, channel in
working with Fabulous, and one day he just
really
called me and
about
said,
this.
"Hey, Swiv, are you available to fill in for Beyonce? Fill in as an engineer for Beyonce. She needs somebody today." And I said, "Absolutely, of course I can do that." So I go up to Rock the Mic Studios, which is where she was working, and I don't think she actually showed up the first day, but I think I was asked to come back the second day. This was a little while ago. It was about 10 years ago. So I came back the next day, and I finally met her, and I got to work, and I recorded this amazing song with her called Life, which I don't think was ever released, but
we just heard a guy say he recorded an amazing song with Beyonce and it was never released, and we don't get to hear it. Man, you can't be saying things like that. Now I want to hear it. What was this song like?
You know, we had a good rapport, and the session went smoothly. And after it, she went on vacation for about 4 weeks, and or 6 weeks maybe. And I'm thinking, well, you know, that was an amazing session. I got to meet her. That was really cool.
Yeah.
And
I imagine meeting Beyonce is awesome.
Nice story to tell down the road. But I didn't expect anything else to come of it. But you know, 4 or 6 weeks later, when she came back to New York, she called me up, and her team invited me back to the studio, and she asked me if I would want to participate and record her next album, which became the 4 album. So of course I did, and I had the pleasure of working with her for about 2 years there. So that was how I connected with Beyonce. So
this guy was a filling for someone else, did such a good job that when Beyonce came back on her vacation, called him straight up and asked him to work on the album with her. That's amazing.
So quick little lesson there is, you know, just always be available. When you get that call for an opportunity like that, it doesn't matter if it's your girlfriend's birthday. It does not matter if you have a wedding to go to. You drop everything. If you really care about your career, you drop everything to make sure you take advantage of that opportunity, because
I agree with him to a degree. I definitely think, like, in general, if you can, always drop everything for these opportunities, because they are once-in-a-lifetime opportunities. But I think when I say drop everything, there are caveats. Like, for example, if it's your kids, your children, you don't drop it. Like, they come first over everything, whether it's career or anything like that. Children first. Other than that, go for it. Go crazy.
Don't know when you're going to get it again. And so I would encourage anybody to prioritize that if you are really looking to achieve something great in your career. Sometimes you have to. But anyway, so I connected with Beyonce, and just to set up how the recording of this album worked, we got to travel sort of around the world and work on this record. Jay and Kanye were working on Watch the Throne. We went to London with them and recorded for a week.
Man, this guy's life changed
then
so drastically,
later on
so
in the process,
quickly.
Jay was on tour.
Although I do want to point out, I don't know what his life was like before this. I imagine if he got the opportunity to work with Beyonce before this, he was working with other big artists anyway. But now he's chilling with Jay and, you know, the other guy, and Beyonce and all this. It's pretty cool.
We're with U2, and they were doing an Australian tour, and so we went out there, and they worked on Watch the Throne, Jay and Kanye, and B and I worked on her record. But primarily, we did the majority of that album in New York City. So... and for the majority of the time we were in New York City, we were at a studio called Legacy Recording, which was formerly and more famously Right Track Studios. Very famous New York, very famous New York studio. A lot of historical significance to that studio. So anyways, the setup of that studio is there's 3 rooms. There's an A room, which has this very, very large sort of live room where you could do a full orchestra if you wanted. I should say had, because of course the studio is closed down now. But yeah, they had a large A room that was big enough to house an orchestra. They had a B room, which was a smaller room, but...
what does this place look like if it has a room that's big enough to house an orchestra? But then again, I never even thought about orchestral tracks on albums and where they are recorded. I don't know why, but I never imagined they were recorded in a studio. I don't know why.
The first digital room in New York City, I think they had the Capricorn console, I want to say, for the engineer nerds who are watching this.
Yes,
and,
that's definitely
and
not
then
me.
they had a third room, the C room, which was downstairs, which also had a decent-sized live room. And when we were working, we had all 3 studios booked out. So we had the entire facility booked out. So Beyonce and I would set up in Studio A to cut all of her vocals. We had an album producer who was the day-to-day producer on the album, a guy by the name of Shay Taylor, super talented producer, who he would be in a vocal booth, basically just banging out beats all day. So if she had an idea she wanted to work on, he would just start working on it all day. And then we would usually have other producers.
It's like a freaking factory, isn't it? It's just an operating, well-oiled machine surrounding Beyonce. All these rooms, all these people, all these things going on. She just comes up with these ideas and they're just working on it and working on it. It's literally a factory.
Producers or writers set up in
from
the other
Beyonce's
2 rooms.
mind.
And so at the time when Love on Top came about, we had The Dream was in Studio B. And so he would be writing songs. So Shay might make a beat, Dream would write to it. Dream might make a beat and he would write to it. Or Beyonce might get a beat from someone else and send it to Dream, and he would just write songs to them. So Shay Taylor did this beat that turned into Love on Top, and he came in and played it for us, and B loved it, and she asked Dream to write to it. And so Dream did, and he wrote what became, he wrote Love on Top. And in his version of the song, in the final chorus, it's 2 choruses back to back, and in the last of the 2 choruses, he added a half-step pitch modulation. So what I mean by that, for those who aren't familiar with music theory or anything,
I'm assuming that the half-step pitch modulation, if it's a modulation, is one of 2 things. It's either her raising her octave scale, which she does multiple times in the song. We see that at the end. She raises and raises it. But if it's a modulation, that sounds artificial, so maybe this is an effect that they put on her voice.
That's when you take the last chorus and you transpose it. So you raise the key by a half step. And it has a very unique, it's a very unique technique that it just adds this sort of like
power,
boost of energy to that final chorus to sort of act as the climax of the song, and then you can sort of like go to the outro from there. And a half step, for those, again, who don't know music theory, is like sort of the next step up on a piano, let's say. So from a white key to the next black key right next to it. And so he did this half step up, and this is very common. You may not even realize it, but you've heard it in all sorts of pop songs, like Backstreet Boys' I Want It That Way. The final chorus does a half step up. Celine Dion, My Heart Will Go On does it. I think Whitney Houston, I Will Always Love You does it. There's lots of amazing, amazing songs that do this, that utilize this technique. And it's sort of tried and true and very common in power ballads. So Dream does this, and we start, and B loves it. And so we start recording the song, and
I'm already anyone else kind of guessing where this is going, right? They did the half step. Beyonce loves it. But when you listen to the song, how many times does she do that final part of the song?
And my typical recording process with Beyonce is I would record all of the lead vocals first. So she'd get in the booth and we just do all the both the verses, all the choruses, and she'd record between 3 and 5 takes of each part. And then she would take a break and I would comp the vocal. What I mean by comping the vocal is taking the best parts, the best lines of each take and forming sort of a super take. Now with Beyonce, that's actually very hard because she's such a good singer that every take sounds great. And so you're really listening for those little nuances that make something sound a little bit better. So it might be the timing of a word or just the general delivery, the emotion, she might go into falsetto in a word that sounds better and do it full voice on another one. And so it's really just about finding the best pieces. And
it's kind of interesting that he describes it that way because it makes a lot of sense. Where if you're performing with singers who like have completely different sounding takes in the studio, right? Then it's much easier. If you're performing with Beyonce, who is just this well-oiled machine going in there and just delivering perfection after perfection after perfection, then you have to look for something else. And I like how he worded that. He was like saying, well, when you're with her, you're not looking at her vocals, you're looking at maybe the timing. And then that makes a lot more sense because maybe she approaches like the chorus a bit quicker or a bit slower or something, and it doesn't work as well as it would if you shift it or something like that. And I like that. I like that like analytical way of looking at it.
So I would find all the best pieces. We would comp that into a single lead vocal. Then we'd cut all the backgrounds. And then on Love on Top, the last thing that we did was the final chorus leads where we had to pitch the song up. So Shay Taylor sent me all the stems to the beat. We finished cutting to the 2-track. I start adding the stems because I need to be able to pitch up just the melodic parts. I don't want to pitch up the drums. I just want to, because they don't have any sort of melody to them. I want to pitch up the sort of the Rhodes and the horns and all the other elements that are in the track. So I get all the stems. So again, for those who aren't familiar with the technical aspect of recording, stems are like all the individual parts that make up a song. So your kick drum, your snare drum, your hi-hat, your bass line, your piano, your guitar, your vocal, like whatever. So I get all the stems and we get to the final chorus and I have to pitch up all the stems a half step. So of course I do that. She sings it. It sounds great. I think we're done. We're about, maybe we start mixing. And she says, wait, let's do another one. I said, what do you mean? She's like, fly another chorus. So we'll have a third chorus at the end and raise that another half step. So now 2 half steps up from the original key of the song.
I freaking love that this was Beyonce's idea. That the iconic ending to Love on Top where she just keeps going and getting more crazy and putting more power was her idea. That she was just in the studio like, we can do this again. We can go even higher.
And I'm sort of like thinking, why? Like, what's the point? But of course, my job is to facilitate her creative.
In my head, I was thinking, Beyonce, you crazy. Out loud, I was like, yes, Mrs. Beyonce, yes.
Desires, and so of course I do it. So we do the next half step up, and she records it. Sounds great as always. And then she says, "Do another one. Let's do a fourth." So now in my head, I'm like, what is going on? So I fly it down. I pitch it up. I do what I'm supposed to do. She sings it. Then she says, "Do a fifth."
Fuck Beyonce!
Like, what are you talking about, B? This is crazy. Why are we doing this? But either way, I fly it, pitch it up. And when we get to the fifth, we're sort of at the peak of her full voice register. Because that song does get very high towards the end there. And then she says, "Let's do a sixth." And I'm like, B, we're at the top of your voice. You're gonna really hurt your voice here. Really, that's nonsense because like she has probably the most powerful voice I've heard. And
you know what? I could listen to people compliment Beyonce all damn day. I could sit here and just listen to people talk about Beyonce like this and just be like, yes, keep saying it, yes, she's amazing, isn't she? I could do it all day. In fact, let's rewind it. Let's rewind that whole thing. What was it? What were you saying, DJ? What were you saying?
At the top of your voice, you're gonna really hurt your voice here. Really, that's nonsense because like, she has probably the most powerful voice I've heard, and
Whew. God, this is good. It feeds the soul.
you know, there's no hurting that voice, at least not in my experience.
It's like a boss in a movie. It can't be defeated.
So we do the 6, and then she starts going above her full voice, going into falsetto. So again, for those who don't know, falsetto is when you're sort of like humming in your head voice, right? It's not coming from your diaphragm and your chest. It's coming from your sort of your throat, if you will. And so she goes into her head voice.
That's when you get the whistly tones, by the way. More throat work.
And then she said, honestly, I could probably do 3 more. Now that we're in falsetto, I could do a couple more. And I'm like, I think everybody got the idea, B. We, you know, this is...
I think everybody got the idea, Beyonce. You're amazing, and we love you.
We've already got 6 choruses at the end here. She's like, yeah, you're right. All right, we're done. So...
so funny.
You know, now...
Beyonce just like, I could keep going, guys.
At the time, I'm thinking she's just blowing off some steam.
Having some fun.
Trying to, you know, just be creative and do something different. But I'm thinking we're going to toss this. As much as the song was great, we had done something similar on another song, which never got used. And we actually she recorded 120 vocals over a chorus individually. Take 1, take 2, take 3. We did 120 of them.
What song was that?
For no other reason than she wanted to see what it would sound like and kind of just like blow off some steam, I
What
guess.
song was that?
So, and then the next day, after we spent, you know, 6 or 8 hours recording that one song, she told me to throw it away. So, so I thought...
Beyonce is out of her mind. She's on another level. She spent all that time doing that. Does her voice just never falter? All right, she ain't human. She ain't human. I think a lot of us have this theory in Beehive that she can't be human. Maybe she isn't human. She definitely comes from an alien planet full of incredible singers with powerful voice. It makes sense. It makes sense. She's too damn perfect.
Love on Top would be similar. Like, she would listen to it the next morning and be like, oh, this is stupid. Why are we doing this? And ask me to delete it. But no, she didn't. And thank God she didn't, because that's sort of one of the most innovative songs I think I've ever worked on. And of course, you know, hindsight is 20/20, but it won a Grammy for best traditional R&B vocal performance.
It did?
I think.
That's so cool.
Pop vocal performance, maybe.
So cool.
And you know, that was the first Grammy that I was involved in, and certainly made for a memorable story here.
How does it work with Grammys? Does everybody who worked on the song get like a mini Grammy, or is it just Beyonce?
But you know, the lesson that she taught me in this whole process is that, you know, there are no rules in music, and it's very easy to get caught up by
this is such
what
a great
you've heard
story.
before, or these are the quote unquote rules that everybody else has sort of followed.
I'm trying to imagine how Beyonce would have delivered this. You know, she's in the studio, she's like, we can do it again. We can go high. Like, can anyone like picture how she would have said that? I wish they recorded that.
And I had never heard this like pitching up of a vocal like 6 times. And so it's easy to get in this trap of nobody else has done it before, therefore it must not be good. And she taught me a really important lesson, and we've all seen throughout her career, she's always been an innovator. You really do have to try to make mistakes. You do have to try things. Sometimes they won't work, and sometimes they will.
Her range is crazy.
And it's those
I wonder
happy
how high
accidents
she can go with her
where
notes.
you try something that you don't really expect much out of, and it turns into this genius idea. That's where musicians and artists innovate. That's where people become stars and you know, become known for something, because they tried something, they broke the mold, they cracked through the ceiling, and they didn't want to be, you know, fit themselves in this box. And so it was a really important lesson for me to learn, and something I've carried along with me throughout my career. And I always try to, I look to that session in particular when somebody asks me to do something that I'm unsure of. I'm like, you know what? Let's just try it.
Yeah,
because you never know. And
I like this. I like this guy's way of thinking in general. Like the way he said about like seizing opportunities and taking things. And now he's saying like, always try these things. You never know. Give it a chance. I like this guy. He's got a good. I can see why Beyonce likes him. You know, he's got a good head on his shoulders.
And that's what music is all about. There is no wrong answers. everything is on the table as long as it sounds good. And so I'm really grateful that I learned that lesson from her and have such fond memories of that time working on her record, and especially that song in particular. So that is story time for this week. Make sure you like and subscribe, comment, and
straight, man.
I'm
I want to
DJ
give you a
Swivel.
video
I'll
like
see
right
you
now.
in 2 weeks. Peace.
Love this guy. His intro and outro is super weird though. Like, why has he got like a Coco Melon style hip hop beat as his intro and outro? Yeah, the guy gets a like from me, man. DJ Swivel. The guy's got 18,000 subscribers. Damn, man. Damn. This guy is on another level. What are the comments saying here? I always love reading the comments on Beyonce's video. It just makes me happy. She gotta give him 3 more choruses, but y'all told her to chill. I'm upset. That is true. That is true. We got robbed of we got robbed of 3 more raises of her vocals. 3 more choruses. 3 more. But I would also say, can you imagine her just having fun with this live? Like, that sounds like something Beyonce would do. Like, if she knows she can do it, I could see her just doing that live sometimes. And maybe she even has. So you stopped her from giving us more greatness at the end. I want to fight somebody. How dare you stop her? Literally every comment is like, you stopped her, we will kill you. I love it so much. Beyonce gave us 6 and we're like, well, she could have given us 9. I love that. How dare you? How dare you? You could have removed them after if she didn't like it. That's so funny. Her performance is absolutely mind-blowing. Her vocals are crazy in that song. The strength is nuts. And now we know why. When she was in the booth, she was just pissing about. She was having fun. She's like, fuck it. Let's just keep going. Just having fun. Oh. So good, man. So good. Oh my word. Leak the 120 vocal song. I want to hear this 120 vocal song. What is this 120 vocal song? Does this exist? What is it? Why is it? Let us hear this song, man. Let us hear it. What is it? Anyway, I hope you enjoyed my reaction. This was a lot of fun and a very good recommendation. I'm looking forward to continuing our Beyonce journey. And yes, I want to throw hands, but DJ Swivel is an awesome dude. Link to their channel in the description. This was a real fun video, and I hope you guys enjoyed my reaction to it. Her vocals are crazy! Beyonce's unbreakable voice. Anyway, I love you. Have an awesome day. As always, my friends, you will see me in the next video.